So what can I say to you? But I'm off that, had to fall back. You got everybody thinking I'm all bad. You know the truth. I was always holding you down.
Okay, y'all, so we're gonna get right into it. This is the wig that we're gonna be bleaching and plucking today. We're gonna brush the edges back to make sure that none of the bleach, oh, I'm tripping, none of the bleach gets on the hair. After we brush it back, I'm gonna fold it back because it's gonna be easier for you to see where you need to apply the bleach. So first we're gonna grab the bleaching powder. Any hair store should have it, so you're gonna do 2 scoops. That's enough for a lace frontal. Y'all, I cannot talk. So we're gonna do 2 scoops. And then here's the bleaching powder. Now we're gonna go in with the 40 volume developer. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 is the strongest, 10 is the least strongest. So I'm gonna pour it in. I eyeball it because I know the exact consistency that I want it. So as I'm getting to this point, you can see that it's getting thicker. This is how you want it. If you could turn your brush upside down and it doesn't drop, that's how you want it. You want it like cake icing, real thick, like me. Nah, I'm playing, y'all, but yeah, you want it thick because you don't want it to go through your knot. So I'm just mixing and mixing and mixing. Okay, so this is me showing you where you have to apply the bleach. You do not have to apply the bleach on the whole cap. We're gonna go across the cap and back, only on the lace. This part that I'm pointing out, no, you don't have to put no bleach on that. You're gonna waste your time. This little section, this is what a lace frontal is. You won't be able to get as much styling as you would want on a full frontal. So now I'm applying the bleach. You could lay it down on the table and brush it on. It doesn't matter how you brush it on. I just wanted to get y'all a clear view of where I'm putting the bleach at. Because you do not have to put it on the back of the cap. You do not. You see how I'm putting it on the edge right there? That's as far as you got to go and far as you have to go back. Because when you do your middle part and when you do your side part, that's what you will see. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you and you're in the mood for empathy. It's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really want to know you all. I really want to show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good game, homie, sorry. They say conversation, rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. So now I'm picking it up and looking through the parts to make sure that I don't see any of the knots. I'm making sure that it's pressed in good enough to make sure it's gonna bleach. So it's 12:07. I'm gonna probably check back in like 10 minutes. It won't take too long. If I were to use like 10 volume developer, it would take forever. But yeah, eyeballing it, you can see that your knots have lifted and now it's ready to wash out. When you're washing it out, after you wash it out, you could use a purple shampoo to get the brassy tones out because purple and yellow cancel out. Easy school stuff you should have learned back in the day. But if you don't, you could use the purple shampoo if you feel like it needs to be less brassy tone. Even though the purple shampoo neutralizes the brassy tones, depending on the quality of a wig, if you bleach it, it won't always have that brassy orange tone. Like, you'll be able to see if you need to use some purple shampoo or not. Or if you over bleach it, use the purple shampoo. Now we wash it out. So here's the wig washed out.
I'm eyeballing the knots. They look how I want them. They sat for a good amount of time, so you could go in and bleach it again if you feel like it's not your desired look, but I'm not. So now I'm going to hot comb the hair back. I did blow dry it. Hot combing it back gives you a clearer look of what you're going to be plucking. So I have my hot comb, my comb, and I have a white towel. A white towel is very important because it gives you a clearer look of what you're looking at. If you use a black towel, you're not going to be able to see because the hair is black, of course. But if you're doing like a red wig or a blonde wig, you can use a black towel. It really won't matter, but black on black, come on guys. Easy school, color wheel stuff. Come on now.
But I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I don't you what you want. Oh, what it does is put it in the song. Alright. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I don't you what you want. Oh, what it does is
Okay, so we're gonna get in the section where it gets significantly black, darker. That's where you're gonna part at, and I'm gonna part in the back. You're gonna pluck from the back to the front, just in case you pluck too much. That's gonna give you that ease way to fix it if you do pluck too much. So I go in and I pluck one line. As you're plucking, you're gonna squeeze your fingers together. Squeeze your fingers together. Your index finger and your thumb should be the fingers that you're using to pluck. And then I'm using my left hand to separate it to see what's going on. And you can still go in a hot comb again. So as I'm plucking more and more, you can see that it's getting more, it has a more gradient effect. So it's not a significant harsh line. So I don't know why I recorded at this angle. I tried to show y'all as best as I can because I know some people pluck on a wig head. That doesn't work for me. I feel as though you're more prone to plucking holes on your wig if the wig is on the wig head, just because you don't have a good feel of how hard you're going. But if you're doing it on your leg, you can tell how hard you're going.
But I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I don't you what you want. Oh, what it does is put it in the song.
But next section. So since it's kind of light right there, it's dark right there, it's dark right there, I'm gonna go a little further up from the second dark spot. So that's where I would start at. Comb that back and then pluck that first section. But since this is the middle of the head and this may be the middle part if my client is coming to get a middle part, I'm not going to do it too much because then we'll have to use the black spray on the part to make sure that you can't see any imperfections. So here's the middle part. This is about how much I usually do on the first section. I'm going to go to the second section, pluck that, and then this last section in the front, that's going to be to define my part.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you, and you're in the mood for empathy. There's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck that. Pour up plenty of can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S.
Here are my favorite tweezers. These are the ones that I use. You can use whatever tweezers you want to use, but you have to make sure that the tweezers have a slant. If they don't have a slant, you're going to have difficulty plucking. So here's another view of where I will part at, where it is significantly dark. Remember that where it gets dark at, that's where you're going to part and you're going to pluck to make sure that it has a gradient effect. You want it to flow. You don't want it to be light and then be dark, super dark. So that's where we're going to start at. When you are done, you should have a good ball of hair. If you don't have a ball of hair, you didn't pluck enough. You have to go back in and pluck some more. And this is our final product. After I combed it back and put it on the head, this is what we're looking like. When my client comes, I will go in and pluck a little more on her head if I feel like there's more I want to pluck. But as far as like the ear tabs, you don't have to pluck as much over there because you are going to cut a good amount of that off when it's on the client's head, as well as that might be an edge, and then you're just going and you'll pluck that edge how you want the thickness of that edge. And here's the middle I was talking about. Don't pluck too much in the middle. Your client's middle part will look crazy. Remember that. But y'all, there you have it. How to pluck and bleach your own wig.